Assalamualaikum and very good evening. I back to Madam Nurul Hana, lecturer of English Language Proficiency course with code MPU 3122M. Regarding our task 2 coursework about reviewing the movie, let me introduce myself. Our group members first, myself, which is now Anisha Huzaifa binti Abu Bakar and Nurul Husna binti Muhammad Anwar. The discussion will be start with the film Coco, which focuses more based on animation genre by Nurul Husna.
Okay, so without wasting time anymore, we will look into first movie with genre animation, and the movie title is Coco. So Coco is a 2017 animated film produced by Pixar Animation Studios and directed by Lee Anchorage. The film follows the story of a young boy named Miguel Rivera who dreams of becoming a musician despite his family long-standing ban on music. Also, on the Day of the Dead, Miguel accidentally enters the land of the dead, where he meets his descendants, ancestors, and goes on a journey to uncover the truth about his family past. And also, the movie is known for its vibrant and colorful animation, memorable music, and heartwarming story. It also received widespread critical acclaim and won numerous awards, including two Academy Awards for Best Animated Features and Best Original Song. Coco has become one of Pixar's most beloved and successful films, appealing to audience of all ages. And I'm impressed when first time I watched this movie. Okay, so we move to the plot twist, which is I'm a little bit shocked when Miguel discovers that actually Hector is his great great grandfather's and Coco's father. Hector had written a song for his daughter Coco before he died, and the song had been passed down through generation without anyone realizing its true origin. And this is the footage or the part where Miguel discovers that Hector is actually his great great grandfather's. So I would like
You
to
were
show
right.
you
I should have gone back to my
something.
family.
This part.
They told me not to be like the Lagros, but I didn't listen. I
So
told them I
at the
didn't
first,
care if they remembered me. I didn't
Miguel
care if I was not the stupid
show her
Ofuita.
disappointed feel with the news that
I
he
told them
received, and
I didn't
at the
care.
end, he show
Hector!
the pictures
Hector!
that include his mama Coco, and when
Oh,
Hector see the photos, he shocked
she's
because
the
the
reason you
photos
wanted to
include
cross my
himself.
bridge.
So this is
That's when I
where
finally knew.
the Hector
Is
show
that
Hector see herself
you?
himself in this photo. Okay, so that's all for plot
Daddy?
twist. And then we move to the best part and the sad part. The best part is when Miguel performance of Remember Me moves Coco. Sorry. Okay. So I'm sorry. Okay, so the best part and the sad part is when Miguel performance of Remember Me move Coco, and she begins to remember her father and the love he had for his family. The song also helped Miguel's family to understand the power of music, and the importance of honoring their family's musical heritage. And actually, I also want to show you guys this footage where at this time Miguel persuading Mama Coco to remember her father before he decides to make performance of Remember Me songs. Is the stage.
Mama Coco,
Uh,
can you hear me?
okay,
He used to play to you?
and after he shows
Huh?
the photo to Mama
He
Coco,
wanted you to have
he
this.
persuade she and starts a performance of
Remember
Remember Me
me,
songs.
though I have.
Okay, and then the sad part is when Miguel's loyal dog, Dante, appears to have been poisoned and falls ill. The scene where Miguel is forced to say goodbye to his beloved pet can be quite emotional for some viewers. Next, the favorite character, which is Miguel Rivera. This boy is stubborn and determined, which is a constant squirrel with the other Riveras. He wants to fulfill his dream of becoming a musician. And number two, he having a big heart. He shows a lot of kindness toward those around him whom he is always ready to help. And third is he played a key role in restoring the relationship, which is he take a big step to encourage Imelda to sing and Hector to play the guitar. Okay, so the message behind this story is the importance of family, tradition, and following one's dream. Number two is emphasize the importance of understanding one's family history and the power of music to connect people across generation. And the third is the importance of remembering and honoring the memory of loved ones who passed away. So, by uncovering the truth about his great great grandfathers, Miguel discovered that his family's love for music had always been at the heart of their family, despite a long-standing ban on music that was based on a misunderstanding. So, the target of this movie is broad and includes both children and adults, and this visually engaging and has many elements that will appeal to younger viewers, such as colorful animation, lively music, and relatable characters. Okay, next, we move to Anisha for review. Next movie.
Okay. No doubt that Coco film was a very nice movie for the kids and teenagers, and let me continue the discussion with the film Parasite, which focuses more on the drama genre. Ini, next. Okay. The movie Parasite is a casting in 2019 known by very well-made foreign film throughout the world directed by Bong Joon-ho. In the first half of the movie, it is more of dramatic comedy. Okay. At the beginning of Parasite, we can see an emergence of personal trouble when all the family members of Kim's family are unemployed. They only did the packing of pizza boxes to gain an insufficient amount of money. However, it turned into the public issue when the Kim family, who one by one start working for the super wealthy Park's family, starting with their son Ki-woo, who forgets university documents so he can get hired as a tutor. Then their daughter Ki-jeong passes as an therapist to work with the Park sons. Their father Ki-teok cons his way to becoming the chauffeur, and their mother Chun-sok secures the housekeeping. Okay, continue to the plot twist. The plot twist portrayed by Ki-woo is what really gets then Kim's family through the Park's family door when he is success in passing as a competent English tutor that allows him to invite Ki-jeong as a therapist and art tutor into the home and so on. He also does a great job in coaching his father's performance for Yongo so that she will get rid of Myungyeon, which is the former housekeeper. Okay. The best part in the film Parasite, played by the best character that exhibits the elements of social mobility is Kim Ki-woo, played by Choi Woo-shik. Ki-woo came from a poor family where they are all unemployed. To make it worse, the family had to fool the Park's family and make their former workers expelled so that they can fill in the roles at the wealthy family's household. Okay, I found this is the best part when it can be shows how struggle Kim family use Park's family for pleasure and only the joy of life. The sad part in a film Parasite, which is the last scene of Parasite, is a heartbreakingly bleak when the second to last scene of the movie shows a flash forward of Kiwoo grown up and purchasing the former Park grown residence with his vast wealth, which would finally allow his father to be free from the secret bunker. Okay. The sad part after the accident of Kim Ki-taek that killed the Park Dong-ik from Park's family. According to the director Bong Joon-ho, he had intended to end the movie with a surefire kill. Next. Okay. Yes, we are into the favorite character in Parasite film. Okay. One of the most memorable figures in Parasite is that Ki Jung, played by South Korean artist Park So-dam. Okay. Ki Jung is a daughter of the Kim family, the film's central characters who will assume the role of Jessica, a art tutor from Chicago, in the Kim attempts to infiltrate the Park residence. I chose Park So-dam is my favorite character because I can see the evil in the character's eyes. The change in the direction of the story undoubtedly start from the character's entrance in the house. That is because I have no doubts the best actress in the film. Okay, Ki Jung by far the smartest character in Parasite. She was able to create a fake college accept acceptance letter to help her brother Kiwoo look more qualified so he could get the job being the tutor at the Park's family home. Park Sodam also include with the creative capabilities of creating phony business cards for sure to get her family gets into the Park's wealthy family. Next. Okay. From the Parasite movie, what is the message behind this story? First, we can conclude that give the poor the respect they deserve. Actually, we can help the poor by treating them with respect. The poor are robbed of their dignity and often made to understand that they should be grateful for the help. As kind as the Park's family were to the Kims by giving them opportunities, Mr. Park has shown this is largely superficial. Okay. The second one, the poor can be greedy too, especially the rich become gullible. Okay. The evidence from the Parasite movie, first it was the son, Kiwoo, who ends up becoming the English tutor of the Park's daughter after presenting this Photoshop credentials. Next is the sitter Kijung who ends up becoming the art therapist for the Park's young boy Dasong. Okay. Instead, they took advantage of the gullible Mr. Park family, resulting the sinister prince to have the chauffeur and stay in housekeeper fired, making way for their parents to take their places. The third one is invest in education. Okay. On the other hand, the Kim's family had to stay at home and help support their family by folding pizza boxes. Although the Kim siblings were exceptionally talented and hardworking, their limited financial resources prevented them from pursuing higher education. The last one is the target audience. Okay. The target audience of the film Parasite is the general public, especially teenagers and adults. The film intends to inform the public of the current situation of most live of the middle class people in the world as they struggle to get rich. It reveals how the poor use dubious means to take over the wealth over the of the wealthy in this capitalistic system of economy. It also reveals that dubious ways of acquiring wealth are not worth the struggle because their end amounts to nothing.
Okay. So the third movie is under horror genre with the title The Others. And first impression I see this movie is I can't sleep alone tonight because a lot of jump scare when I see this movie for 10 minutes earlier. So we will move to the description. The The Others is a 2001 supernatural thriller film directed by Alejandro Amenábar. The movie is set in 1945 on the isla of Jersey and follows Grace Stewart, a devotedly religious mother who live in who live who live with her two young children in a sprawling mansion in the aftermath of World War II. The family is waiting for her husband to return from the war, but a strange event begins to occur and Grace becomes convinced that the house is haunted. So next. So next, the plot twist is when the Grace discovers that, in fact, she and her children and the servants also are dead. So Grace discovered that from the old woman is in fact a medium in a sense with Victor's parents who has found out via automatic writing that Grace murdered her children to death with a pillow in a fit of despair before committing suicide. So you guys can see in this clip that the part of revealing the truth when the fact that Grace is uh, kill her children with pillow. So next is the best part and the sad part, which is the best part is I think when the truth reveals that the Grace, Anne, and Nicholas are actually the ghosts, and same goes to the servant. Yeah, it's same with the plot twist because I see the plot twist is the best part when it show us the mind blowing and unexpected the director and the writer can write such as an amazing storyline for us to watch this movie with unpredictable scene. So the sad part is Grace and her children realize that they are dead and must move on to the afterlife. Grace and her children realize that they are dead and must move on to the afterlife because they can't live with normal people, and that's a that's a hard decision that they need to do. Okay, so favorite character that I can see from this movie is from Grace itself, which is she's struggling to cope with the loss of her husband and the isolation that comes with living in an old mansion with her two children and who suffered from a rare photosynthesis disease. And second is protective and paranoid. Grace become firstly fiercely protective of her two children and Nicholas, and will go to the great lengths to keep them safe from harm. These protective instincts drive much of her behavior throughout the movie, and the paranoid itself. She became paranoid as strange things began to happen in her home. Grace becomes increasingly paranoid and convinced that her family is being hunted. This paranoid can sometimes make her difficult to reason with. Also, Grace is a religious person who puts their God number one. And also, her deep religious belief add an additional layer of complexity to her character as she grapples with the idea of the supernatural and the afterlife. And the message behind the story is the struggle to cope with loss and grief. Number two is the concept of faith and how it can be both a comfort and source of turmoil in times of crisis. And number three is the only way to find peace and closure after a traumatic event is to confront the reality of situation and accept it. So, the target audience itself is likely mature adult and mature teenagers who are interested in thought-provoking horror films that rely on atmosphere and suspense rather than jump scare and gore.
Okay. Okay. The fourth movie is about the science fiction named Interstellar movie. Okay. What I can say about this movie, if you like a good brain teaser, this is film is for you. Okay, focusing on a theme of explore, travel through a wormhole in space in an attempt to ensure humanity's survival. This movie tells the story of a group of astronauts who embark on the dangerous mission to find a new habitable planet for humanity, as Earth is dying due to climate change and resource depletion. Okay. The film protagonist is a copper, portrayed by Matthew, a former NASA pilot who is tasked with leading a mission through a wormhole to find a habitable planet in another galaxy. For the plot twist, the major plot twist was the fact that Copper, the main actor, and his crew were stuck in a big time loop and that Copper himself was a Move ghost. Move is a daughter of a copper. Okay, at the beginning of the movie, Move notices books falling off the shelf in her bedroom for no apparent reason. She believes that there is someone who is trying to communicate with her. This belief becomes even stronger when just before Cooper is about to leave, the books fall violently off the shelf again. Most count the spaces between the books and realize it is Morse code. She decodes it to find that it is the word of stay. However, although the Cooper cannot explain the falling of the books himself, he refused to believe in any being communicating with his daughter. He guiltily disregards her desperate attempts to make him stay and live. Towards the end of the movie, the plot twist, the Cooper enters the Gargantua and winds up in the Tesseract, portraying his daughter's bedroom as a means to transmit the quantum data to her. Cooper begins to shove the books off the shelf, frantically trying to make his past self stay. It is probably at the moment that he realizes his move goes and that he is there for a reason. The best part, the best part in Interstellar, probably the most impressive parts in Interstellar, which is in the tidal wave scene. After passing through the wormhole, Cook's team decide to land on Dr. Miller's ocean planet. It is orbiting Gargantua, the massive glowing black hole that exists in the foreign galaxy. Due to Gargantua's massive gravitational pull, every hour on that planet is a 7 years on Earth. After a massive tidal wave hits the spacecraft and delays their exit, they find that 23 years have passed on. Continue to the sad part. There were many instances where I felt so emotional in this film. The first time was when Cooper left his daughter behind even after her consistent disapproval. He wanted Murph to say him goodbye as they both are not aware of the future, but she did not. When she came out of her room to stop her dad, he was already going away. That was found very hard. When Murph cried in the video recording that they have sent him, even though that we are not receiving any reply, she was reminding him on his own words, which he told her that they both will meet again when they were on the same age. That was very emotional, unbearable in this film of Interstellar. Furthermore, there is a clip piece when a couple meets his daughter at the final stage. It was a heartbreaking. They both miss each other too much and wanted to spend time with each other, but unfortunately, time betrays them. Okay, continue to the favorite character. Favorite character I choose is Matthew McConaughey. Portrayed as a Cooper, is the protagonist of the film. His primary motivation is to exit from a deep and meaningful place and to explore. Okay, Cooper is a former NASA pilot and is a very intelligent, hopeful, and has a knack thinking outside the box. After the world has been deprived of most of its food supply, he forced to farm and grow crops even though his yearning for space has for as far from one. Okay. The Cooper's very challenge of saving humanity. That's evidence can be seen when he decides to take one for the team and launches himself into the black hole with the robot task saving Brand's life. In the black hole, Cooper finds himself suspended in space. He's also discovered that he is the ghost and that humans in the future have choose move to save the world. Cooper provided Smooth with the necessary data from the black hole to launch the facility into space and then he is ejected from the black hole and into a wormhole. Continue to the okay, the best message behind this story. What I can say throughout the film Interstellar, the first one is love is powerful. Like Brand said throughout the film, love is the one thing we are capable of perceiving that transit times and space. Interstellar was more than just a movie about the space and discovery. It was a movie about love. It was a movie that showed everyone that love is still the most powerful. Okay, the second one is whatever can happen will happen. That's include in Murphy's law. Murphy's law typically states that anything that can go wrong will go wrong. But like Cooper said, Murphy's law does not mean that something bad will happen. It means that whatever can happen will happen. Perspective truly is powerful. We can choose to see things in a negative light or a positive light. The third one, the past is important in discovering secrets of the future. It's when we are able to make these new connections that nobody else has made, are we able to create breakthrough and unleash our creativity. It when we are able to use our past research, past experience, and past events that we are able to move forward. Okay. The target audience. The film Interstellar. In my opinion, the one target audience for the film may be just science fiction fans in general. I think this because the film shows the typical convention of the science fiction genre and thus meets the audience expectation. Another target audience of the film may be general fans of the director Christopher Nolan. He is a brilliant director known for his plot twists and different storytelling style of film, and he oversaw the production of the release of the Batman film series. So he's a quite popular around.
Okay. So at the end, both of us decide that the best movie to watch is Parasite because there's several reasons why Parasite is an excellent movie to watch. Which is first is outstanding storyline, which is the Parasite itself has a gripping and engaging storyline that is full of twists and turns. And the plot is carefully constructed, and every scene serves a purpose in building the tension and suspense. Number two is the genre bending, which is the movie combines various genres like comedy, thriller, and drama, and also making it a unique cinematic experience, which is it keeps the audience engaged and entertained while still being thought provoking. And uh, how about your opinion also, Anisha?
Okay. Throughout the analysis and the discussion about all the movies, that we decided the best movie to watch is a Oscar-winning film Parasite. Parasite, the South Korean thriller, won the awards for the Best Picture, Director, Foreign Language Film and Original Screenplay at the 2020 Oscars. Okay. In conclusion, I will go to the Oscar-winning Parasite as the best movie and a strongly recommended movie to watch because the movie was being highlighted due to the dark comedy thriller film and focusing based on the class resentment, deception, betrayal, and revenge. Okay. As we can be analysis the ending of the movie is something that actually more and the best reflects the title of the movie named Parasite. But what does parasite mean in the context of the movie? And who is the real parasite in the movie? And it is a Kim family who are dependent on the Park family for their money, or a Park family who cannot function at all without the Kim's family as they are doing all their manual work and hard labor. Okay. Well, actually, in my opinion, everybody is a parasite in this movie. Aside from describing the poor leeching money of the rich, you can say that the also a rich family from the Park's family, they are also parasites in terms of labor. They cannot even wash dishes, they can't even drive themselves, so they leech off the poor family labor. So in conclusion, both are parasites. Okay. The main reason behind the Parasite also movie immense popularity is that everyone can relate with it. The rich can relate with it, the poor also can relate with it. Because primarily there are only two types of people in this world, which is rich and poor people. Okay. Last but not least, the selection of the best movie to watch, well, it depends on how you describe a good movie to be. To answer the question for our coursework, we are just giving our own thoughts that The Parasite is a worth watching and amazing movie to watch. Okay. That's all discussion about reviewing movie from us. Please accept our deepest gratitude. Thank you very much and Assalamualaikum.